Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another siege battle. Here on Carthage, everyone's favorite settlement to assault and defend. Lichter here with another one of my own. And this is a good one, actually. We have we have Macedon. Myself, we have Saba, we have Kush, who did not bring artillery, and then we have the Samnites from the DLC, Rise of the Republic. I'm not the one that hosted this match, but the host didn't say anything. Now, if you played enough Rome 2, you know usually the rules are generally, grand campaign only, 1 unit of artillery, 2 units of pikes, 4 archers or slingers or any type of ranged unit for that matter. But the host, when the Samnites were loaded in, he didn't say anything. He didn't specify not to load in or glitch in, rather, any other faction. So we started, and it seemed to be quite kosher. So, like I said, we have myself as Macedon. As the Samnites, we have Shkre? S-H-K-R-E? Shkre? We have Persilis as Saba and Antonio Rodriguez as Kush. Now, Saba being Saba, I think we all know that Saba likes to do Saba things and usually brings a metric fuck ton of camel cataphracts and archer horse skirmishers and all that good stuff. So, I mean, the way that my Samnite ally is set up is, I mean, he would be able to see it coming a mile away, so he'd be able to take up defensive fortification. Me, however, I got 2 gates over here, so what I did was stuck all of my units into a neat little box surrounded by my spears, making sure that my spears were facing outwards just in case. So we'll get right into the army comps, and then we will start. I have brought with me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thorax swordsmen, 4 Thurio spears, 5 shield bearers, one of which being my general, 3 Cretan archers, and 1, I think, Rhodian slinger. I know it's in there somewhere. Right? 2 royal peltas. Maybe I just brought 3 archers, actually. No. Cretans. Yeah, Rhodian slingers. Okay. Samnite. Samnium. Let's get this underway, actually. Has brought with him 1 native Brutii tribesman. 1, 2, 3 Lucanian warriors. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Samnite silver infantrymen, one of which being his general. And then he has 4 native Lucanian ambushers, which, what are they? Are they archers? No, it looks like they're javelin units. So them being ambushers, he probably, well, he could have moved his towers up to the walls if he had wanted to. I don't know if he knew that he could do that. But completely uncontested over here. No artillery fire. Saba, I guess he might have forgotten to move his arty out of the way. I gotta remember not to zoom around too much on the map. I'm not going to call it a complaint. I'm going to call it constructive criticism. That in my last video, I zipped around too much, and it made it difficult to follow. So, if anyone ever has any constructive criticisms for my replays, please feel free to to provide them. I'm more than happy to listen. I'll take any type of constructive criticism. I want to make this channel as best as I can for you guys so that you can enjoy the content that is being provided to you. Now, what I'm doing here is, because I was afraid of Saba Sallying out, setting up my Thurio spears over here. Granted, they are going to get shot up a little bit. These guys, not so much, because they're going to be hidden. Ooh, excuse me. But I wanted to make sure that if they indeed did sally out, that I would have an answer for them. But I was pretty sure that it would be Kush that I was going to be up against. So, the Sam Knights still just slowly but surely moving up. They don't get tortoises. I brought all torts, and then I dropped 4 for him. So we can start to see some of Saba's troops, some noble swords waiting patiently at the gates. We got some more noble swords. Pretty good unit, great melee defense. Armor's not the best, but that's alright. And then, yeah, here we go. Swordsmen, Shotel warriors. Now I'm going to start to move my spears back just so they don't get shot up too much anymore. These guys still just hanging out. Hidden, as you can see. Still my guys here hidden because I don't want to move them just yet, just in case I do get sallied out on. And here we go, Sam Knight. Sam Knight has managed to get up to the walls. Saba smartly has moved his units back so they don't lose any units to the falling walls. And there we go, I've knocked down one wall. The next will be crumbling shortly. And now I'm actually going to shift my troops away, because this is what I like to do sometimes. I like to knock down these walls and then shift out of the way. And then what I like to do, I like to put pressure on these areas over here instead, right? So that they're forced to kind of bring units over here to shift them around if they need to. And then later I can, you know, so to speak, ambush through these open gaps. Or it also forces them to leave units here so that they have to keep these breaches guarded. My guys are getting shot in the back by the arrow towers, but it's the risk I'm willing to take. Starting to shift my entire army over closer to my Sam Knight ally to help him a little bit more. Because sometimes we know that the DLC's factions can be OP. The Rise of the Republic ones, not so much. I mean, these Canadian warriors have pretty good melee defense. Their armor is kind of shit, but the melee attack and weapon damage is so-so. It's actually better than the noble swords. But the noble swords do have better armor, it appears. Yeah. So now I'm just going to start pouring in some of my thorax swords here. I was charging forward because I thought that these guys were left out in the open. I didn't see these spears. Smartly hid these mercenary Marib guards farther back so that they'd be hidden. Now I'm going to bring these 2 units of thorax over here. I'm going to plop them down right here. And then the same here. I'm going to pull these guys back so that they can throw their javelins in and get into these Marib guards. Although they're in shield wall, so now their melee defense is pretty good. 84, and their armor is 82. They're also triple bronze chevroned up. So I'm going to bring in my Thurio spears to help back these guys up. Looks like my Samnium allies just going in full force over here. Fortunately, his units are starting to lose on this front right over here. So he needs to start shuttling in some more of his troops to help deal with that. So now I'm just going to start coming up here to deal with these guys. They, again, they're in shield wall, so they're going to have a better melee defense. But again, it looks like I'm just setting up so that these guys can throw their jabs and just have a hail of javelins coming in. Try and do some damage to these guys before I actually charge in. My Thurio Spears, I'm actually going to go after their Shotel Warriors because they are going to be a major headache for my Thorax Swords. And then these guys, yeah, I think they end up using all their jabs, so I charge them in to help these Thorax Swords. And then I start moving these guys up because I try and get in on the sides of these noble swordsmen. Yep. So they're going to start volleying off. Let's get a look into here. Haven't lost anybody yet. Oh, lost a couple guys. Managed to lose 2. But just peppering them down. Not going to waste all of my ammo on them because I don't want to exhaust all of the ammo. Same over here too. Only fired in a little bit. He actually filtered in his Shotel Warriors into the Mercenary Marib Guard to take some of that that fire. Now over here we got some Shotel Warriors getting into the mix over here. Looks like he managed to find a little bit of a gap right here to sneak through, or he got a side charge on. Yeah, it looks like it was a little bit of a side charge. So now he's going to... Samnium's going to shuttle in some more Lucanian, right? Is that how you... Yeah, I guess that's how you'd say it. Lucanian warriors to help deal. And I have my Royal Peltus actually coming in to help him. I figured that I'm going to need to help him at least put a band-aid on this, so to speak, to prevent his side from breaking, and then the two of them, Saba and Kush, could have just came in right behind and got me. So far I'm just holding back my shield bearers, my Cretans. I'm actually going to move forward my 1 unit of Cretan archers, I'm sorry. Still have 2 units of my Thurio Spears and 1 unit of my Thorax out here. I'm going to start firing these Thurio Spears into their Sabian archers, just to get them off the field of battle. They're not that great. I mean, they have to get this close in order to be any type of a hassle to me, because they have such a terrible range. Actually, I think even like the top tier Saba archers have bad range as well, unfortunately. I started to pull back my Peltus because they were starting to get peppered down by the Kushite archers. I believe he has 2 Kushites and 2 Royal Kushites. You can start to see more of the army, of the defensive army here. We got, let's see, we got some more Shotel Warriors, Armored Shotels, Noble Swords, some more Sabian Archers, Shotel Warriors, and yeah. So, looks like, what are they firing into? So now, again, I shot at the 1 unit of Sabian archers. Now I'm going after this one too. They have pretty bad morale, actually, 25. So they're starting to break pretty quickly. I'm trying to get them out of here as fast as I can. We're doing pretty good so far against this Marib Guard. It's taken a minute, but we're doing what we can here. And now I'm going to start shifting these Thurio Spears over to kind of make Kush scramble as quickly as I possibly can. But I'm bringing them over here because I'm moving one of my units of Cretan archers so I can actually fire into the back of, it's either one of the Shotel Warriors or this Marib Guard over here. Now over here, these Thurio Spears have used all of their javelins. I'm pulling these guys back because they're getting a little tired. Putting the Thurio Spears in, I'm going to throw them into square formation. And then I think I pulled back these Thorax as well. These guys definitely out of ammo as well, but they got 64 kills in, so that's good. And I mean, these Marib Guards are just really putting in the work over here. So now, yep, you can see. Let's see, where are we firing here? Yeah, firing into the backs of these Shotel Warriors, because I know that eventually I am going to come through here. So I just want to soften up this defense as much as I possibly can. But unfortunately, the archers do archer things. I think they might have been getting shot at by these guys too. It's a possibility. So over here, looks like my ally is starting to bring up some of his siege towers. He's going to land them on the wall, but he's going to have to deal with these Shoto warriors. Let's see, they're armor 70, so the armored Shoto should have a field day with these guys. Looks like he's going to get one of his ranged units up on the walls too. Not a bad idea, if that's indeed what he ends up doing. And he can fire right into the back of these Shoto warriors, who are actually, they're losing right now. Let's see, melee attack 38, 35, defense 67, armor 75. So, I mean, Sam Knight's in here just, he's pretty much almost fully committed all of his army just about to try and break this center over here. Meanwhile, I have my Royal Peltas firing into the sides of the Shoto warriors and the Noble Swords to try and help break the center here so that he can just push through once they all start to rout. So, meanwhile, over here, I got my Thorio Spears up into, square formation. Unfortunately, I'm getting shot at by these Kushite archers. Just really great side shots in on the weapon hand of my Thorax. But, I mean, these Thorio Spears, they're gonna be a little bit of a thorn in the side. Gonna pull these guys back, too. Same with these guys. Throw these guys up in the square formation just to hold them. Just to hold them. And they're going to do what they need to do and just kind of be a stopping force over here. So over here, starting to break the Shoto warriors and the Marid Guard, thankfully, finally. Been firing into the sides of these guys, and now I'm just going to start, I think, right? Yep. Just going to start pushing through. So I had my two Cretans firing it on these guys. And now I have another wall that I essentially have to break through. But I'm going to fall back, let my send in my Thorio Spears again, throw them up into square formation, and just use them as a holding force for the time being as I start to get more shots into the sides of the Shoto warriors and Mercenary Marib Guard. Back over here. As we can see, sorry if I'm scrolling around too quickly, I have my Royal Peltas in the thick of it. They're going at it. 67 kills so far. They're into the sides of these Shoto warriors, and they're just starting to lose. I mean, I think if I was Kush, I probably would have been firing into the Royal Peltas, because they don't really do well against ranged units, unfortunately. So that's what I mean. That's what I would have been firing into. I mean, look at this blob right here of these guys. It looks like actually there's probably a gap here that I probably could have exploited. But now they're just throwing up more Shoto warriors, Noble Swords to help try and stem the tide of us filtering in. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of taking my time over here, trying to break these Thorax Swords and these Shoto warriors. They somehow, it looks like they, I don't know why this happened. I'm not going to complain because it's, you know, a boon for me. But I'm letting these guys rest back here. Meanwhile, these Thorax Swords, even though they're losing, probably because they're getting some friendly fire in, they're also breaking these Shoto warriors. Back over here. Looks like these Cretans, yeah, they're out of ammo. 171 kills. They did what they needed to do, and now we're going to charge in and try and break these Mercenary Marid Guards. If I can break through this, then it seems like all that they have up here is just archers, nothing really defending it, and then I could just come in around the back and smash into the behind of the defenders and really help just get a chain route going on over here. Back over here, though, look at this. I got one of my shield bearers up on the spare tortoise that I had. He's going to actually come all the way over here and knock down this wall. And now these Thorax Swords and the two Thorio Spears are going to come in to kind of give a little bit of a headache over here. These swordsmen definitely aren't going to have a great time, but they have Shoto warriors over here to back them up. as well as 2 units of archers, Royal Kushite archers and Kushite archers, both with no kills, so full ammo. These guys over here, that looks like 101 so far for these guys. They're going to be out soon, probably. And 145, these guys are probably out. Well, almost. So far, it's just kind of been touch and go over here. I had to pull out one of my units because they were getting exhausted. I didn't want to just leave them in there. These guys, you know, they're getting surrounded, unfortunately, so they're going to lose. But actually, now that they're filtering in their Shota warriors, his native Lucanian ambushers are going to be able to get jabs into the backs and sides of these noble swords and Shota warriors. Back over here, starting to have some breaking on both sides. These thorax swords, only 68 kills, but you know what? They did what they had to do. Shotel's only 90. They're starting to break as well. They were getting peppered left, right, and center from my archers. And the Marib Guard still just holding firm. And now I've managed to charge in here. I should have actually, and maybe I do, I should have charged these guys right into the rear of these guys. And now I'm just going to throw these guys in as quickly as I possibly can. Got my 230 spear units into square formation to kind of hold up these Shota warriors so I can filter in my shield bearers. And they should have a pretty good field day with these swordsmen. Yeah, they're already losing decisively. And I end up throwing in my thorax swords against these Shota warriors. Again, I should have brought them this way to help break this Marib Guard over here. So now my slingers have no kills. They're coming in. They managed to actually, they got shot up pretty good actually, unfortunately. And now right over here, we've managed to break this. Look at all the bodies. Holy shit. Wow. Just a color wheel of death, so to speak. Blues and greens and yellows and reds. Or maroon, I guess, right? So now it's time for the defenders to start falling back. As we can see, that's what it appears that they're doing. They're all falling back. They need to at this point. Shield bearers in here having a great time against these guys. I mean, Shota warriors, of course, are going to be doing great against these 3 units. In reality, I probably should have got these 30 spears out of square formation, pulled them back, set them up in like a tight column formation, and just had them throw their jabs right into the side. They would have been able to get rid of them real quick. But here we go. This other shield bearer unit is coming up. It's going to knock this wall down. I'm going to try and come right into the... that doesn't sound right. Smash right into the back of these Shota warriors with the shield bearers. Starting to bring in my general. And these guys are still just standing. Like, it is amazing that these guys have just been hanging out here. I mean, they're finally losing, but this is one hell of a unit. I got to give it to them. Granted, they're up against 2 severely depleted units, and they're still getting shot by these Cretans. 123 kills. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Getting shot at by these Rhodian slingers. Probably saving these guys for the end game. Swordsman back over there, starting to break. These guys still holding on. Against how many units? Oh yeah, just this amount. In reality, I should have motioned to my ally to chart. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Didn't have to actually. Maybe I did. I don't remember exactly. Either way, and now we're just fighting a literal uphill battle right here. My 2 Royal Peltas unit trying to get rid of these Shota warriors and then go after their archers, who still actually have some ammo left. 238 kills for the one, 151 for the other. So now I'm just gonna come in. I'm gonna take this capture point. These Cretans are gonna start to fire into these Shotels because I'm trying to get rid of them as quickly as possible because I want to keep these guys as healthy as possible. So I can use as much of their ammo in the end game as I can. Charging into the back of these Shotels. They should break fairly soon, or quickly rather. Finally, the Marib Guard over here has finally broken, but not without me losing my 2 units of Thorax swords that were there. And now it's just going to be a bit of a mad dash to the victory point. Managed to catch their archers out in the open. I'm going to just kind of shore them up. Make sure they're off the field of battle. And now I'm going to take the high road. My ally is going to take the low road. And I'll be in Scotland before ye. If you know that song, let me know. So these Shota warriors are still losing. I'm getting my 1 unit throw your spears out because they got beat the hell up. Same with these guys. And now looks like, yeah, these guys are probably out of ammo, right? No, they still got ammo. So I'm pulling them out so that I can, yep, look at that. They're starting to retreat so I can shoot them in the back. But now I'm just going to run right after them, try and get them out of here as quickly as possible. I mean, it's always a win. Doesn't matter how many units they have. Getting a unit of Shotel warriors off the field of battle is always a big win. Especially 70 men left. I mean, if they rallied and got rested and got their morale back, they would be a huge headache. Because they just slice through armor like butter. Now over here, it looks like my ally is just kind of hanging out, taking his time. He's going to slowly start to move forward. I probably should have done the same, but I wanted to get up here as quickly as possible and put as much pressure on this hill as I possibly could, because I know, you know, Saba I don't think can bring pikes. I know Kush can. They're not the best pikes, but pikes are pikes, man. They're a huge pain in the butt. So I stopped here for a second to catch the tower, so it would help me try and get rid of these Shota warriors. And they're just going to start taking some fire. I'm going to charge right after them with my shield bearers. Meanwhile, everybody else is going to go this way to try and head them off at the pass, so to speak. So now these mercenary Cretans over here, still plenty of ammo. Only 14 kills. This unit still has ammo, fairly healthy. 77 out of 106 men. These slingers still have plenty of ammo. These guys are probably out. Let's see. No, they still have ammo, actually. Okay. 143 kills. Not bad. Not bad. And then these guys are definitely out. 178. These Storio spears are out, but they have 155 kills, so they're really, really killing it. Right? Yeah, 155 kills, not bad, especially for a Thorio spear unit. My 2 depleted units, Royal Peltas, 318 and 168. Looks like I managed to catch that unit of, not swordsmen, but the Thorios, Jesus, Shotel warriors. And managed to get them off the field of battle. Or maybe they just actually broke. Maybe they didn't. Who knows? So I'm just going to capture the gate over here. Just for, you know, little victories. And then look at this. Always a scary sight. He's going to start pulling his elephants back as quickly as possible. Because if I can get my Cretans up here and get some fire shots into them, then they'll go nuts. And that wouldn't be good for him. So now we can see some more. Kush has some armored desert cavalry. Interesting choice. Has them in wedge formation. Flying wedge, charge into these Samnite silver infantrymen. But I think, you know, they probably got a pretty good charge off. Yeah, it looks like it was a pretty decent charge. But, yeah, these guys are going to start losing. So he's either going to have to pull them back, which is exactly what he's going to do, or risk losing his 2 units of cav. So we got a unit of Sochal warriors over here. Kushite archers, 0 kills. I'm pretty sure there's also a royal Kushite archer unit in here too with no kills. He's managed to bring his gen. You can't see it yet, but he's got his gen all the way back here. I mean, if he had gone with a regular elephant unit, he could have just sent them in and wrecked like absolute havoc. But he decided to spend quite a bit of money for the expensive general. You can see he's right over there. An interesting army comp, really. I mean, going with the African elephant general and then 2 units of cav. But he still has 2 armored Shotel warriors, and Saba, I believe, still has a few units left, although I'm almost positive that most of their army has been just absolutely devastated. So as you can see, these units are going to these units are going to start snaking their way down this cliff over here, but unfortunately that's going to leave me open for attack by his Kushite archers, and naturally they're going to go after my slingers. They're not heavily armored, and they're a great target to go after. Ooh, excuse me. So now it's just like a little bit of a lull in the battle, shifting around troops on either side. He actually has 3 units left. One with 90 kills. Royal Kushite archers. Royal Kushite archers was 4 kills now. And these Kushites over here. So he's just going to start peppering into these Cretans who only have 14 kills, but they got absolutely melted, unfortunately. So I'm trying to get them out of here as quickly as possible. He's also firing in on these guys who don't have any ammo. Which I don't think he realized that initially. But then you'll see I actually bring them back and I try and debate him into firing in on them, but I think he realizes. So always make sure that before you either fire in on a unit of enemy archers or go after a unit of enemy archers, make sure that it's worth it. Zoom in, make sure that they're still holding their bows, and then confirm, like, okay, yeah, they still have their bows in their hands, they still have ammo left, I'm going to go after them. So over here, he set up his archers. It's basically just waiting for me to come over here so he can start firing it on me. Ugh. 8 minutes and 40 seconds left. If you made it this far into the video, if you like what you see, feel free to drop a like, comment, a sub, share. Every little bit helps. I also have a Discord, which if you have replays of your own that you want to see, feel free to send them on in, and I'll get to them as soon as I can in a timely manner. So over here, Kush has his Shotel warriors, armored Shotels, just set up. Kind of in this is basically a kill box that he has them in. These guys over here are getting shot at, but it looks like they're actually out of ammo. How much ammo do they have, actually? 7. I think regular javelin men get like 8, actually. And they're... I wonder, does it say like what their armor piercing is? Armor piercing's 12. Okay, it's not bad. So yeah, I left these guys up here, trying to debate them into shooting at me, but they're not doing it. But I end up bringing my Rhodian slingers up a little bit. I started to bring them this way, as you can see, and then I switched so that I could start firing into the back of these armored Shotel warriors. And now I'm just starting to set up my guys so that I can move in. And yeah, as you can see, Saba is completely wiped out at this point. All he has left is his gen over here, which is a triple gold chevroned Marib Royal Guard. So with the triple gold chevron, that's 60 melee attack, 83 melee defense, and 87 for base morale. And that's not even in... because they are a spearman unit. Yep, that's not even in a shield wall formation. So I can only imagine. I think they also have like Inspire too. But I mean, in reality, this is it's basically over for the defenders. I mean, the Semnite, my Semnite player or ally has so many fresh troops left. And we're just slowly but surely encircling him. I mean, I'm trying to get my archers that have ammo left over here so I can fire in to these guys, get some fire arrows off, because if I can get them to go nuts, and then just have them go every which way into whatever. That'd be a big boon for me, right? So now he's starting to charge forward. His Kushite archers, they're out of ammo, it appears. Only 44 kills. And as I didn't notice initially the cavalry charge over here, so I didn't know that he had cav. So I caught a glimpse of them, and then I moved my shield bearers forward so that my archers wouldn't get caught out in the open. And now I'm just really bringing units this way. So over here I have my shield bearers. I was half expecting the Marib Royal Guard to also charge forward, and then I would have side charged them, but obviously now they can be seen. My slingers, unfortunately, getting shot at after taking some pot shots off at the armored Chota warriors. They're getting pretty hammered. And then, yeah, see, I pulled my archers back, moving my shield bearers forward. As you can see, looks like the armored elephants did end up getting triggered into a rampage, just steamrolling over some of his Chota warriors, actually getting quite a few. And then he's going to just keep going nuts over here. So now just charging forward. He's ended up going into the shield wall, shield screen. So now that bumps up his armor to 115. So yeah, that's kind of scary. Actually, I think it dropped his melee though, because his melee was higher, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So now, just shifting over my shield bearers over here to help defend against these armored desert cavalry. Looks like the gen for Kush is, yep, general's dead. And I think the rest of the elephants are gone as well. He's going to just come over here and charge, it appears. I'm going to bring over my Thurio spears, my archers, peltists. Because now, he's charging into these shield bearers, and then he's going to charge the Chota warriors into the side of the shield bearers, which is extremely smart. But now I'm just going to start to pepper him as much as I can. It is a shield arm, so it'll manage to block some, but not all. Back over here, he came out. Oh yeah, so see, his melee attack did go up when it's at a shield screen. When he was in shield screen, I got these guys into column formation. I was going to try and sneak by, but because he only has this one unit to pay attention to, he didn't really need to... he was able to micro his gen the way that he needed to. So now over here, his own Chota warriors starting to get surrounded a little bit. Just throwing everybody in to get rid of them as quickly as I possibly can. Bringing these Thurio spears around, it looks like. These guys, because most of the unit was out, I just pushed them forward, and now I'm going to come around. I'm going to... Yeah, they're starting to lose. These guys, however, I mean, they just put up one hell of a fight over here. But Kush is starting to lose. I mean, my ally here just has so many fresh units. He's going to come around, looks like, try and get a rear charge into these units, but it's not like it's going to actually matter. Over here, I got my Thurio spears into these armored desert cav. And then I'm going to come back around and charge into the rear of them, and they're pretty much done for. Going to charge forward my two other Thurio spear units. Actually, these guys were like full, right? Yeah. That was my full unit. So these guys are just completely surrounded, but I mean, look, the melee combat is even. So they're gonna have a tough. We're gonna have a tough time breaking them. Unfortunately, actually, just said that they're winning. What? Unbelievable! Completely surrounded. Their general's dead. They're losing teammates left and right, and they're winning slightly. So yeah, I'm just going to charge in. I mean, I sent the cavalry off. Kush actually sent his other unit of cavalry all the way over here. You can see the towers getting dropped. I don't know why he did that, actually. So finally, the Shotel Warriors have been broken, and now we're all just going to charge into the back of the Marib Palace Guard, or Royal Guard rather, but they're going to start to break. And look at this. They had cataphracts over here. They had Desert Heavy Lancers. 2 units, I'm pretty sure. Back over here. I'm surprised that he didn't... I don't know what he was doing. When I was moving my units down this way, that would have been a perfect opportunity to rear charge my units. I mean, it looks like he's trying to get them to charge, get them to come in as quickly as possible to charge, but it's too little too late. 25 seconds left. I mean, these guys could have done so much damage. I mean, really could have just done so much damage if he had charged them in sooner. And he probably could have finished me off. I mean, or at least the majority of my units. I mean, my shield bearers were for the most part full, but, and there you have it. Costly victory. Oh, ooh, excuse me. So, let's get into the kills. Myself with 2,176. General only doing 46 kills. Didn't really have to do much. My one unit Cretans getting absolutely wrecked. They only got 20 kills. My 2 other ones, though, did pretty well. 149, 178. And my Rhodians, unfortunately, they got slaughtered, too. 51 kills. Royal Peltas, though, they did really good between the 2 of them. 348 and 182. My shield bearers did pretty good as well. 3 out of 4 of them. 205, 130, 34, and 89. Thorax swords did okay, 117, 89, 16, 70, 124. And then my Thurio spears did pretty good, but the 1 unit did terrific. 25, 20, 210, and 73. Shrike over here, he managed to get the lion's share of the kills, 2,201. His general only getting 1 kill. His native Lucanian ambushers, they did, I mean, they're javelin units, so you have to keep in mind that they don't have a lot of ammo. They did pretty well, 95, 18, 14, and 92. And then the Lucanian warriors here, 94, 86, 57. Then you got these Brudei tribesmen, 26. That's just kind of like a throwaway unit. And then his Samnite silver infantryman, 133, 37, 206, 114, 157, 245, 253, 142, 249, and 181. So he did really well. These guys were definitely the front line over here who were in that first battle in the beginning. They absolutely just wrecked it. Persilis getting 1,296 kills. His general getting 71. His Desert Heavy Lancers, unfortunately, getting 0 for both. Again, I wish he had used these guys sooner. Because he just, I mean, as I was walking down that hill, he would have had the, you know, the bonus. I think you get a charge bonus for charging downhill. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you know for sure or not that you do get a charge bonus for charging down a hill or not. But he could have absolutely just, I mean, he could have demolished probably these Thurio spears, definitely these guys, probably this, you know, he could have definitely gotten rid of my Royal Peltas unit, but neither here nor there. His archers doing pretty good, 115, 42, 50, 196. These mercenary Marib guards, not a lot of kills, but I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. They held for quite a long time, 71, 83, 64, 93. And then his noble swords, 53, 39, 13, 56, 74, 90, 101, 60, and 25. Not the best numbers. These units, they're good units. I feel like though that they need to be backed up by like another unit. I think Saba gets Axemen too. So if he had mixed in some Axemen with them, because if Saba's anything like Nabatea, they get the Axemen, and then those Axemen have Javs. So I feel like if he had mixed up some Axemen in there, he would have gotten some better kills. But nonetheless. And then Antonio Rodriguez with 1,165 kills. 1,657 kills. His general only getting 48. His Cav not really doing much. 3 and 6. His Kushite Archers, 50, 132, pretty good on that one. And his Royal Kushites, 59 and 145. His Armored Shotel, 79, 94, 143, pretty good on that unit. And then his Shotel Warriors, 61, 102, 127, 91, 123, 97, 57, 158. And then his Swordsman unit getting 82. So that's it for this video today. I hope you guys liked it. If there's anything that you saw or that I did that you think that I can improve upon, please let me know in the comments below. I want to get better for you guys so you can enjoy this content more. I feel like I do a pretty decent job, but again, I don't know everything about the game. I don't know. I know there are a bunch of like little nuanced things that I don't know, and definitely other players know more than I do. I'm not by any means the best, but I think I find myself getting better and better day by day, especially doing these replays. They help too in gaining some knowledge to better my play style, you know. Admittedly, I play extremely aggressive, and I end up my armies end up getting pretty beat up. So I'm gonna have to get better on that front. But like I said before, please like, share, comment, sub for more top tier content. I have a Discord. Feel free to join it. I would love for you guys to join and drop your replays that you have, and I'd love to cover them for you. And yeah, that's about it. So this is Lukter saying, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night, day, whatever time it is where you live. Just have a good one. Peace out, guys.